Hey everybody, it's Mandy from Chapel Forge. So it's Friday morning. We have a lot of work to do today. Zed has KitchenAids to do. I have office things that are just like a never-ending thing. Obviously, we have animal chores. We're going to make breakfast here soon. We're going to do dried venison gravy. I think I have a video about how we do that, so I'll link that if so. And Bud and Matt have a list of just sort of like little outdoor projects that they're just going to work on tidying up while Zad works on KitchenAid mixers. If you're unfamiliar, Zad takes KitchenAid mixers and repairs them. So every 10 years you should get your grease and your seal changed. So he does that for customers. We had one yesterday that was smoking. You know, sometimes people's gears start to grind apart or grind down, and so he'll replace things like that. We also buy them used because the older ones are way better and refurbish them. So he's got that to work on. I want to get dinner in the Instant Pot now so that it's ready whenever everybody comes in and is hungry. So I've mentioned before that I keep a tray. Dude, allergies right now. Our pollen is so bad. Like I'm waking up like half deaf some days and my throat's been scratchy and whatever. Anyway, I always keep a pan in the fridge with thawing meat. So like bacon, I had the dried venison in there. I'll have different meats in there. I might have, because I'm trying to work through my freezers and get through some of this frozen fruit and vegetables before we get into gardening season. We also have a quarter of a steer coming and a whole hog coming soon. So I need to like make space. Anyway, so in here right now, I have a Boston butt roast. It's pretty big. I could probably squeeze it in the 6-quart, but I'm just going to put it in the 10-quart, and then I know it'll have plenty of space. So the only thing I have left in my pan right now is 2 bags of bananas and a bag of strawberries. So I'll probably make muffins or something. I think I have a couple pumpkin muffins left. So these will be great. Ooh, strawberry banana muffins. That would be so good. Maybe we'll make that later today. Anyway, I have my Boston butt here. We're just going to cut it out and drop it in the Instant Pot. So I got my Boston butt in here. I probably could have put it in the 6, or if I had an 8, that would have been perfect, but I don't, so it's fine. You could sear this like on all the sides if you want to. I don't normally get into that kind of static. So let's go into the pantry and see what we want to put in with this. So, oh, really quick. In the freeze dryer, I have blackberry wine sediment freeze drying. A friend gave it to me. She works at a winery, and we're going to use it. So she milks her sheep. I'm going to use it to make blackberry sheep milk. So at Whispering Woods Farms, you can follow her on Facebook or Instagram. She's going to be selling that probably like early summer, and then I'll probably take some of that blackberry sediment and do some other fun things like color Play-Doh, or I don't know, we'll do some fun things with it. Maybe we'll do some goat milk. So all right, so we are in the pantry. As always, I'll link my pantry tour if you've not seen it yet, so you can sort of get a feel for what's happening in here. So I think what we're gonna do is, I think we're gonna do our smoked broth. This is chicken broth. I don't get very excited about smoked and not smoked and da-da-da-da-da. I did this applesauce last year that I had made apple cider, and then I took what was left and I made it into applesauce. It's super thick, so we don't love it as a side. Jamie's playing you a nice song. We don't love it as a side, but it is awesome to marinate meat. It's great in smoothies. It's great to bake with. So we're gonna do our smoked broth and our applesauce. I thought I was gonna have enough bread that we could make like pork barbecue sandwiches with this, but I don't think we're going to, because we're having dried venison gravy for breakfast, and I don't know if I'm gonna make bread today. So I have potatoes on the shelf. I am going to be out of these like super soon. I really need to can more when potatoes are back in season. I'll link my video on how to do dry canned potatoes. This was seriously one of the best things that I canned last year. And we are almost out, which tells me that was something that we really loved and that I didn't do enough of. So this is my Instant Pot cabinet. I think I also have the salad spinner back there, but for the most part, it houses Instant Pots. So I have a 3-quart, 2 6s, and a 10-quart. I don't have an 8-quart. The 10-quart, a friend was selling it for $100, and she had used it like one time, and I was like, yes, me, please. All right, so we're probably gonna do pork barbecue over the dry canned potatoes, and then I'll come up with a side, corn or something like that. So this is my favorite can opener. It's from Pampered Chef. It works awesome. All right, so I put my smoked broth in the bottom, my applesauce on top. I'm just going to set this on probably 2 hours. That seems to be a pretty fair amount of time for when I do a pork roast. And then we'll just let it go all day until we're ready to shred it. I know a lot of people comment and tell me that they're like, they have an Instant Pot, but they're scared to use it, or they've always wanted to get one, but they're scared to use it, or whatever. I just wanted to know. I moved this to the utility room because then it's not taking up a bunch of counter space and it's going to sit here all day anyway. So when I'm doing something like pork, okay, I'm going to hit pressure cook. And then I'm just going to do this until, and every Instant Pot like model varies slightly differently. They're all generally the same. I also use my Instant Pot to make yogurt. That's probably my favorite things. I do that at least weekly. I have a video about how to make yogurt, so I can link that for you if that's something you want to try. That's actually a really good like beginner sort of recipe, in my opinion. All right, so we're going to do pressure cook. This is what can be really confusing when you start with your Instant Pot. It looks like it's not doing anything, but once you get to your time, it's going to say on here in just a minute. And that means that, there you go, that it's coming to pressure. So the tops of these can vary. So some of them say seal and venting. You always want to make sure that it's on sealing. This one does it by itself and it has a little button to press to vent it. I'm just going to let this naturally release because obviously it's only like 10 o'clock. So we're not going to eat dinner at noon. So it'll just naturally release. If you were making this like only a couple hours before dinner and you want to keep moving, you can hit that venting or turn the vent and let the steam come out. And then that way it'll let you release the lid. If it's still under pressure, it's not going to let you release the lid. It's very safe. I've never had any issues with it. The biggest thing is make sure that your face is not over the steam when you're letting the steam out. So we're just gonna let it do this. It's got keep warm lit up, which means when it's done, it'll keep it warm until I'm ready to do something with it. All right, friends, so it is evening. It's like probably almost 9 o'clock. Everybody's been busy today. I've been working on the website. Zad and Matt were doing KitchenAids. Bud and Matt are wrapping some things up outside. It's just been a busy day. Everybody's kind of got like scratchy throats and anyway. So, I'm not super hungry, Zad's not super hungry, but the beauty of an Instant Pot meal is that everybody can kind of just pick at it and do what they want. So, this is at 160, which is fine. It should be at like 145 at a minimum. So, you can see that, I mean, it's a little bit hard to tell, but it's definitely pulling apart. You could easily make this into pork carnitas, pork barbecue. Like I was going to do today. You could just shred it over some fried potatoes. Probably what's going to happen is I'm just going to pull this out, put it on a plate, let everybody just kind of pick at it, whatever's left we use for breakfast tomorrow, and just do like some dippy eggs over top or whatever. We could do those potatoes. So like for breakfast, we could have our potatoes with our meat, with our dippy egg on top, and just have like a yummy little breakfast bowl. There's a million things you can do with this, and literally it took me longer to pull out the Instant Pot and find the broth and whatever in the pantry than it did to actually cook this. So this is an amazing option, especially if you're a busy family like during the day or like on these long summer days where no one really even gets like settled in until like after 9 o'clock. This is perfect. So if you have any questions about how to do this, let me know. We'll see you next time.